We'll get this right one day.
Here to
Yeah.
talk.
Anyway, so here we are, ironing
Yeah.
out a lot of our problems, as in fantastic picture now for Orlando, and sound is good because if you have watched it before, you may or would have noticed, and it's been fantastic this week. Hope.
Yep. I got it all fixed up.
Yeah, well, on my end, while I was in this place here on this software, and just like went off the air twice, and I've got, ah, what am I gonna do?
So
Yeah,
if she disappears, I'll have to take over.
yeah, that's right. So you know, it's not all our fault.
That's
It's
okay.
like,
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
yeah, hey,
I can
it is what you
I
get.
can handle it. But anyway, tonight we are talking about book formatting, as we let everybody know last week. And for starters, it'll be Kaz's book that we're taking a look at for the basic format when you're setting up a book.
Yes, and why am I writing books when I'm a screenwriter of many, many years? Uh, I think we had COVID year, the pandemic. Anybody remember
Eh,
that?
yeah,
And
it
this
was the
is,
situation.
that's right. And this is what my book is all about, what led me to write this particular book. And I have other reasons for switching, or including I didn't change, I didn't cancel one thing and move to books. What I did do was expand on my repertoire, whatever,
Yes.
for want of a
Yep.
better word. Yeah, and the occasion rose for me in 2020. I'd left Australia and went overseas, and from there, I'm trying to reconnect. Damn, make sure you have a stable internet connection. Yeah, okay, so
You started
yeah,
in America.
yeah, okay. So I caught COVID, which was not the major thing. I survived, so I'm going with that one. The other thing is, the biggest thing that happened to me was I was stuck overseas for a whole year, well, and a couple of months on top of that, by the Australian government locked me out, So I was locked out of Australia by
Didn't they?
some weird government
Yeah,
bullshit,
but didn't they closed down the whole country? They locked
The
everybody out,
whole
right?
country. Oh, yeah. Yeah, not just
Anybody who was
me, a
outside.
million, over a million people actually, Australian citizens locked out of their own
Yep.
country, which didn't happen in other countries around the world. So when I am trying to survive on a pittance, I suppose, I'm going to use that word, yeah. And I was locked in for this country and locked out of that country, and I travelled not on purpose, but it was like I was pushed. I couldn't stay in one country because of their old rules. They did not adapt to um, the problems with people from other countries like Australia, and they hated that prime minister at the time. It was
Yeah.
horrible because I just went really, really poor. I had no money. The world was closing down, and I was in a lockdown in one um, country near Russia for 6 months. So if anybody else out there who was locked in for a week or two in Melbourne, which is a pretty bad city, that I had 6 months locked down with, all that kind of stuff. No shops. They didn't speak English. So anyway, I had a lot of problems from one thing to another, from
Country
um,
to country.
Terra, yeah, and even experienced a murder. It wasn't me. I wasn't murdered, and I didn't do it, but they thought I did, and all of that kind of stuff. So that was in Morocco. I went to all of these different countries, and this is my book. That those things drove me to having a record of what people went through. Some people went through in during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 100 years since the previous world pandemic,
Yes.
So I'm thinking maybe somebody should write
Almost,
about it.
almost exactly 100 years.
That's right, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
and the other thing is, and so we're going to have a look at what I had to learn. This is my very first book. I'm now on my second, which is I've switched to fiction to see if I can do it while we're still doing our screenwriting,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
off and on. So, Orlando, what do you think? What's your words on it? Apart from the
Well,
fact that you're with me all the time to that year.
well, yeah, we were having meetings in weird places, all over the
Yeah,
place.
that's right.
From airports to different Airbnbs all over Europe.
Yeah,
It was it was interesting.
it's survival. Yeah. God,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard. Yeah. And I mean, like being in Edinburgh, and I was in there were all the hotels were closed down because nobody was travelling. No one was allowed to travel, and I was in this really nice place in the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, and in a hostel. Because that's all I could afford. And
Mm-hmm.
I was going, oh my God, I'm dying. No, but lucky I didn't panic because I travelled before. However, while we were when I was staying and booking accommodation from country to country, city to city, um, it was like the people who were running the hostel. It said it gathered us all there together. I think there was about a dozen of us left. Like waif like people.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, "Oh, look, I'm really sorry, but we're closing down." Um, and I went, "Okay, I got to move country." So that's an example of what
Yes.
happened. You never knew what to expect. So,
And staying ahead of locked countries locking down completely again.
yeah, well, there were no food shops. I mean, where are
Mm-hmm.
you going to eat? I mean, holy hell, winter in Edinburgh, in
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, bloody cold. And then it forced me to go buy heavy duty coats and things like that. I go, I'm a little Aussie. I have no thermals. It's just like, oh. Anyway, so let's do some. Am I?
Yeah.
No,
So
okay, it's
let's
still
take
early.
yeah. So let's take a look at your book format and how it's laid out, and
Yeah,
then
how I went about it.
yeah, and then we'll chat some more on the end.
Yeah. So hang with me. Let's hope we just don't drop out or anything like that. And I'm sharing with Orlando, and we're doing, yeah, okay, share. I should have started up there.
And
You don't
awesome.
want to see that. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I went from screenwriting, which you all know about that. I had to learn a whole new way of formatting, and I had no idea how to do it. And so this is the top and title page. So this is the title, one of the many titles. I finally ended up with No Way Home. So I had the
Yep.
title and by with I always use smaller stuff there. Name and the copyright to me and to everybody always have to put you need to put where you first started to begin your project. And I was kind of aiming at probably about 90,000 And I mean, this is incorrect, so when you go to book writing, you have to have an idea of what kind of book it is. It's a memoir. That's what this is. I found out they call this a memoir because it's about a true story about me, the me person, and no one else. And otherwise, it would be some different biography, or you can't. But it's a thing that you do get categorized as much as a genre thing as in script writing. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, there's a lot of dates here. I started in what, 21, and
Mm-hmm.
it took me
Yeah.
a long time to get to my last bit. So you can see I've jumped years and things like that. So anyway, this is the front page, and I'm just followed somebody else's thing on Word, and I do use Word. So what am I doing with
Bot.
this highlighting thing?
Yeah. Bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, down the bottom hand. Yeah, so that's how you place. So you put your title, who's written. You put
Yeah.
that. You don't have to, but you
Right.
don't have to do all of
And
this. You can eliminate some of those if you want.
but it's all center justified. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. The software,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, does that, which is great. So, and down here, like I said, I I do have a kind of like a title page. That seems to be really important in books. Don't need
Mm-hmm.
those in script writing, right? So I
Yep.
just grabbed one of my old things that I've done with Pizzap, I think I've used for that old stuff, and you can see what I do. I
Yeah. The
travel,
front cover and the
yeah,
other one is the back
and blah
cover.
blah. Yeah, I just grabbed something which is really unrelated, apart from the travel part,
Mm-hmm.
and it's what it is. Now, I'm coming. What I have done is not what everybody does, but that as I've learned a little bit later, but I've left it as such because it was like a reminder to me as well. What is my story about? And I started thinking, this is the very first thing that I wrote was my back cover. So I started thinking, as in marketing, like you do with script writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the same, you know,
Mm-hmm.
thoughts.
The back cover blurb. Yep.
That's right. And I just did a quick one. I started thinking, how you do a log line, 25 words or less, I went, oh, hang on a minute. I'm writing a book. I can write all this stuff.
Well, even that has limits according
Yeah,
to what kind of space you left on your back cover for it
that's
to
right,
actually
of
fit
course.
in there, right?
Yes, exactly. That's what I had to think about that too. But as I said, this was like a reminder as well for me to what the damn story's going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to be a um, a major drama thing. What? But it is. It's a fearful thing, and that's what I think I've written. And forced into a fearful, adventurous horror survival. Yeah, I could put a lot more adjectives there, but and I have missed out on the comical side of life. Me in the world, in my living my life is my life.
Well, yeah, but see, somebody viewing it from the outside might have
Hmm.
been the one who had the comedy view.
Yeah. Well, I think
You living it did not.
that's right. It was not funny at all. And then later I came in and I thought, oh God, I can write as many page numbers as I like. So I
Yeah.
went back and went to it. It showed me, the software showed me, it wants this, the title, your name. Probably only wanted the last name, but I'm brash. So why not? I'm kidding. And then I put the copyright up there too because that was in case, I don't know, I just thought it's clever, smart. And so, but really all I wanted was the page numbers. Numbers are important because you're going to write a lot of it, you know. And then
Mm-hmm.
I started with what am I going to write about, you know? And I'm like, shit. So then I did, you know, it's, here again, we are like script writing. We are always looking for a hook. And
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Yes.
And most authors, I think, do not do this. But this is again, I had to get my head around all this stuff and to push the thing when
Mm-hmm.
the damn thing is finished, you know. So I have, I picked out something from there. You don't have to do this. This is just me, okay? And then I start with that maybe there should have been another blank page in books. I still haven't done any editing. I have not paid for an editor yet. Will I? I don't know. Maybe I will. Probably will, depending. But and this is just an aside on that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that once you start book writing, which is different to screenwriting, when you started writing books, and you go on to social media and you say, oh, well, yeah, hey, I've just done all this I've done this new genre, done this and done that, and I'm going to do this. And the moment you do that, you get 10,000, exaggerated, 10,000 DMs that want to sell you something, you know?
Yes.
And
Yes, you do.
that really threw me away. You know, it threw me. I went, well, this is not like screenwriting. You're out there trying banging on the doors with your begging bowl, you know, go, hey, read my one page. Hey, here's my log line. You know, this is such a freeing experience for me. It really was. And I'm not kidding actually, even though I'm laughing, but you know. I could see the differences. Anyway, so what I did do, it was about me, and I am clueless about my own talking about myself. Anyway, I did the let's start at the beginning, blah blah blah, and then it went on. The other thing was, yeah, life comes by accident rather than by planning. That's my life.
Yes.
It just came to me as I was writing.
That's
Again,
perfect.
the freedom that book writing gives you was
Yes.
just so nice,
Yes.
you
You
know.
do not have anywhere near the restrictions you have with the
That's
screenplay.
right. Now, you, as you can see, I'm just quickly scrolling through a little bit, and you can see all these things, and um, that you cannot see any chapter names and numbers or anything like that,
Yeah, for your book,
because
yes.
because with this book I had no chapters. It was just one big writing thing. I don't know, honestly.
Well, yeah, but you did break it up
I did.
with
Oh, yeah,
I guess you could say subtitles.
I
You
did.
know,
Yeah. Sections.
yeah.
I think also it was like, because it was not like a book, like a fictional book where you will be doing that. But what I did do was I dated all the things that happened to me pretty
Yes.
much. And
Yes.
when a major thing, like when Australia closed down, it sent me an email. I went, oh, okay, because it knows when I go through immigration at Sydney Airport to
Right.
depart, I'm logged on their computer. You know, everybody is, and
Right.
that's how they keep account of
And that you
everybody.
hadn't come back yet.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't fill any form or anything like that. They just bloody know, just
Yes.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I got an email, didn't I, Orlando? And they
Yes.
said, "You're locked out." I went, "Oh no way!" I didn't do that. I panicked. I went, "Shit!" I was in
Hmm.
Georgia, you
Yeah.
know, and Georgia, not the state of America
The
or
country.
US,
The
yeah,
country
the
in Europe.
country, and that's very, very ex-Soviet. So a lot of that
Yes.
stuff was there, and definitely no English. And I lived on chocolate and Coke. And
Well, at least they
then
had.
something
uh,
miraculously happened. I could go online and get McDonald's to deliver to my house because I wasn't allowed out. I mean, yeah,
Right.
right. Thanks very
That
much.
was, yeah. That was when the whole city locked down, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Nobody was allowed out on the streets. You didn't talk to anyone. That was a panic country, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was so panicky, only 12 people got COVID. And they didn't count me because I lied to them. It's in the book, No Way Home by me.
Yes.
Do you remember that, Orlando?
Yeah, you weren't gonna go. You had no.
Yeah.
There was no way you were going to quarantine.
I know, mate. It was just like incredible. All right, so back to the book formatting. I
Okay,
was
and starting right here at the back cover, um, everybody knows. Go to the printing. Everybody knows when you read a back cover, what you're reading is, um, here, I'll show you what you're reading.
I can't see what you're
You
typing.
you will. I'm not gonna type. I'm just gonna show in the camera. This is
All right.
this is how you're gonna see it. So you'd be wondering why is the print on there a space? Why is there a space between every line? Because that's what your editor requires, as well as the book formatting programs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make it into what is it, EPUB, which is for electronic publication,
Mm-hmm.
they require it this way, with the spaces in between, and then it formats it into line by line.
That's right. Yep.
Once it lays it into the proper format for being, you know, online only.
Mm.
For book publishing in physical sense, they also need this because they
Mm.
have to also format it to the size of, well, if you're doing a novel, it's this big. If you're doing a paperback, it's this big, right? And
Oh,
they have to literally size it, right?
that's right. Yeah.
And if
That's
you want extra large print or something like that, well, that again is resizing, you know,
mm. Yeah.
you know,
Everything's
but
different,
but you
isn't
will
it?
find this with you write a line is missing. You write another line, that line is missing. You know,
Mm.
always an extra line space in between each line. That's going to be the whole book all the way through when you're writing it.
Yeah. Double spaced. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And
And just way easier to set the program to double space right off the hop, then you get no mess up later.
mm, yes, yes. The other thing, I need to just go look if I can see beyond the silly camera. What I found useful, if you're doing book writing, I found pro writing, I think, aid or something like that. I can't remember. And I think it's this one. Not sure. Oh, I can't do it from that window. It doesn't matter. But yeah, anyway, I found that helpful with punctuation and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely it'll have spell check
Saves
and
time.
it'll have your everyday spell check as well as punctuation and
Mm,
sentence structure,
yeah, yeah,
which make things easier.
mm,
But
yeah. So
if you go down to the book part itself, You
I've got to
scroll
get
it.
into another screen to do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
it kind of
Gotcha.
like, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
took over me, but
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Hang on, maybe
Yeah.
it's this
But
screen.
once you get to the actual physical book writing part of it, then you're talking about having your, your 5 space indent to start
Yeah.
every paragraph,
Mm-hmm.
right? And stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Have I
Oh, you're
lost it?
resharing it?
I have lost it. Oh, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's yours. Wow, it's disappeared. Anyway, what's happened here? What has happened?
Well,
There it is.
try to share that baby again.
Can you see that now? I'm tr-
No.
no, okay, I need to share this. One second.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's just this. I think there it is there. Ah,
Sometimes it pays to have two
yeah,
window,
that's fine.
two monitors, eh? One to do the work on, and
I
you know,
have actually. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See
So
down
what were you
here,
saying? Can you
even
see that?
right, yeah, anywhere
Oh,
here, anywhere, you can see. Life comes by accident rather than by planning. Then your next line, 2 lines down, has an indent. That's your first paragraph that you're writing under that section. And every new paragraph starts with that indent. And you could do full left justified if you want to, but most, well, you pick up any book off of any shelf anywhere. If you want to actually sell your book and get it published, that's the format you pretty much have to have.
mm.
And it's really
Yes.
pretty simple. I mean, there's not many rules. I mean, that's you know, you indent, you write, and you just
Yeah.
keep on going and going and going. When you get to the next paragraph, you indent again, and away you go. You know,
Never make trouble, honey.
you know, and well, obviously we'll be talking more about the physical writing, you know, a little bit later, and we might do another. We'll be doing other whole episodes just on it with having an editor with us, or an editor writer, going through all the stages and the different ways of sentence structure and everything else.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember
I just
that.
laugh when I'm scrolling. I haven't been in this file for a long time, the
Yeah,
book.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
went, oh
yeah.
shit, did I write that? I go,
Yes,
oops.
you did.
Well, that's me, isn't it?
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's in the one you sent me too. I had a good chuckle over that one.
yeah. You know what I put my heart and soul into this and tried to not put everything down. That's where the humor in me comes out, and it's not funny or ha ha. It's not slapstick kind of humor. It's like ironic humor.
Yeah,
Do you think? Would you
totally.
agree?
I would 100% agree, yeah. The irony is real, I tell you.
Yeah, Orlando's read it, of course.
Yeah,
Orlando has
yeah,
read
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
regardless, I mean, it covers everything from drama to action to suspense to you might as well lean towards horror, murder mystery. I mean, it's all in there, man. You
oh,
know.
they got Pink Panther stuff in there.
Well, I mean,
Eh,
but the beautiful part about type of book that you have written in this type of genre in this style is it can have all those genres in it, and this is just the day-to-day life things that happen to you.
I know. Yeah. Oh, what about the lady, the dragon lady in
Oh, at the airport.
the airport, KLM airport?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sorry. What country was it? Amsterdam. That's right, in Holland.
Mm-hmm.
and the Netherlands officially, I suppose. Yeah, trying to get out of that country because of this Schengen zone, which in Europe you had to stay in a place no longer than 90 days. And I was running out of time, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
get
Yep.
out of there or be into trouble with the immigration, and then I'm going to go to another drama, a drama deal, Here we go again. So, um, by then it was like PCR tests, and if anyone remembers those, and having to have it was compulsory to fly. And to mention to fly, I had 7 or 8, I think, cancellations, which I'd had to pay for. And they cancelled me like in within an hour of
Yeah.
paying for the bloody thing.
Mm-hmm.
That happened all year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It did. That happened a lot of times.
it really was.
That was That was crazy.
Mm, yeah. See, every day, for those that don't know us, well enough, but um, Orlando kept me going a lot of the time because, well, most of the time, because being online with Orlando was and my family, of course, like Tiffany, all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was mostly Orlando that was there and kept me in the real world, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I definitely tried hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as you can do online, I
Mm.
mean, it's not physical, so
Hmm. Yeah, anyway, so you can see where I have the dates because I wanted to um, make it authentic for the reader, because they think, oh, is this bullshit?
oh
Is
yeah,
this
the
real?
timeline. Oh yeah, the whole timeline is there.
Yeah,
And that's just
exactly.
such an awesome way. That's such an awesome way of laying out this type of story,
It's
because
authentic.
there's no doubt how much time has passed,
Mm, yeah,
right? Because I mean, a lot of people might think this happened in 10 years, or maybe it only
mm,
happened in 2 months. I mean, and that would
yeah,
make a completely different
mm,
feeling for the whole book,
mm,
depending on
yeah,
timing, right? Or
that's
it
right.
could have happened over your whole lifetime, right?
Mm,
Which makes it, well,
there's a
not
date.
necessarily that spectacular if it happened over your whole lifetime, right?
Mm, that's right.
But all of this stuff happening in that one year was crazy.
This is really strange in Seattle. I had a transit on the way from to London, and I
Yes.
went from New Orleans with my friends. That's who I met in
Mm-hmm.
China years ago. We've always remained friends, and that's where I caught it, I think, and the COVID
Yeah,
thing. But
probably. Well,
yeah,
when
and
you were
but
in New Orleans, yeah.
yeah, and then I was sick. I
Mardi
know I
Gras.
was in LA, and I didn't know why I was sick. I was just really tired and everything like that sort of stuff, fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Seattle, as you travel, time also travels, and things change in the real world. And I'm in planes, I'm at airports, and all this stuff was happening outside. And then I think it was like this is the in Seattle. That's when I found out that it wasn't the first, but they reported it as the first death in America. And I think Orlando later told me that's not true, because it did happen, because it released information later on. And I
Yeah.
don't really go into all of that either, by the way. But what happened on there in Seattle was my first touch of change. It was the
Yeah.
first time I saw people wearing masks. So I raced to I did race.
Well,
I
they were
walked.
handing them out to you, were they not?
No, not there. No, that was too early. This is really at the start, you know. And
Okay.
people starting to wear masks. And I'm going, oh crap! I think I'm because in Asia everybody wears them, and I knew that. I've lived
Mm-hmm.
there, you know, lots of years. Anyway, so now I'm seeing this, you know, Westerners using masks and shit, you know, and we knew about COVID, didn't we? You know,
Yeah, yeah. There
but
was it was it
masks, I had
was
to go
it
and
was
buy
starting.
one.
Yeah, it was starting to just pick up notice at that time, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah, you start to. I wasn't afraid before, you know, for months before, because I thought it's. I think we all had that thing that said, oh, it's in China or it's in another Asia,
That
and
that was the thing, yeah. And they
that
had
was yeah,
and they were locking their people down, so it can't. Well, obviously it
yeah,
can't go
yes,
anywhere, you know.
that's right. So, and the other thing that happened, which had a big change at airports, at Seattle, I think it was like the police wouldn't let you get on the plane. Actual police in uniform and had a pad and pen, and it was took us all forever to board or not to board, I think, and it was a 3 hour delay. None of us passengers knew what was happening. It was all that kind of like, okay, what's going on? Let's go get another burger, you know, something like that. You know. Excuse me, my voice goes. It's horrible.
Yep.
Anyway, so number A was the mask, and you can't get on board the plane without a policeman or two or three were doing it. Enter the plane, who you are, where you're from, how long you've
Mm-hmm.
been here, and all of those like fine details. It was not
And where
about
you're headed to and all that, and
yeah,
where you're initially
yeah.
from. Yeah.
I remember that. Remember we were talking when I was at the
Yeah.
airport.
Mm-hmm.
We talk everywhere. And then
Yep. Yep.
I get to London. I don't remember apart from landing in London, and I think I had an overnight in London, and then I flew to Turkey because I was on the way to Georgia. So, but that's another transit. That's when
Yeah.
I got really, really sick. And that is like, oh, I think I'm
Yeah. That
gonna
was when you
die. I think I'm gonna
you missed.
die.
That was when you missed your connecting flight and had to do it
That's
the next day.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Because you slept,
I
which
could
was
barely
good.
walk. I couldn't
Which.
talk, couldn't walk, couldn't
Yep.
order food. And I'm going pointing to things, hoping that I was hungry. Even though I was sick, I was hungry. How about that? But I was more thirsty. Whoa, yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm looking like an idiot there trying, and at a busy airport, and you know, a very
Yeah.
busy
Mm-hmm.
trying to with food, a shop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep. You know, you could probably stop sharing this, and then
yeah, let's do that. I'm done with
you'd
this.
because you're freezing on and off.
Oh, is it? Okay. Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to get rid of that, and I'm going to stop sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Stop sharing. And
There
how
you
am I
go.
back?
Hun,
Yeah,
you're moving. You're mobile again.
yeah.
Awesome.
It's
But your voice was perfect all the way through it. It worked great.
okay. And the picture was of the it and not me, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
it was up there and it was moving up and down and
Yeah,
everything. It just
yeah.
that you paused, so that was good.
Well, okay. We're still learning on what's good software and what's not, and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Well,
oh,
not only
better.
that,
They're all good, but you know,
but
for
also
us,
depend. It just depends on our internets every day.
and it's a
You know.
Sunday. I suppose everybody's sitting at a computer. So let's talk about your stuff. Um, yeah,
Oh,
you
well,
know, what do you write?
I'm just barely starting.
Okay, so I'm going to share yours with you. Do you want to
Sure.
free talk?
Um,
Yeah,
this
tell us
is
first before we
this.
go.
Well, in general, started doing book adaptations for other people, which is, taking it from book and writing it into a screenplay for them, so that they had two ways of selling their product, right? And well, while we're waiting on stuff to move on a project, we're
Yeah.
we've got in at a production company. We decided, well, what the heck, uh, I might as well start turning a few of my screenplays into books,
Mm.
and this would be the first one.
Yeah. Excellent. Nice one. So I will try to get it up. Let's hope it works. And not
Yeah.
really that close to the camera either. And it's bothered me, so I'm telling you, it's a
Okay.
long way away from me, but I don't know how to reset my new camera. Okay, that's my excuse. Let's move on. I'll get up your conversions,
Okay.
hopefully.
Yeah, because
And
this is already a screenplay,
you talk.
and since Kaz already went through the title page, we don't have to do that. And so, simple. Chapter 1. There's no name for the chapter. But it is 1859. And some people are always surprised at that. What do you mean 1859? Especially when they get to read what it's all about.
I like
In
that.
this case, it's about sunflowers and some of the damage they've done over the years. So that part I highlighted, left justified, and then just your basic standard, you know, double space and indent, and you just write in what it's all about.
Okay, so
You know,
and
and
yeah,
then
so you're
that's pretty
adapting,
much.
aren't you?
So I'm adapting from screenplay to book now, which is actually quite a bit easier because you just take your screenplay,
Mm.
throw it into a document, left justify everything.
Mm.
Separate all your locations and dialogue and everything else, and then from there you just start filling in all those little details and everything else that you had to streamline out of the script, to make it that 120 pages, right? Or the 90 pages, depending on what it is you're working on. But this is where you get to put those details back into the story that most people normally would have overwritten in their screenplay and then had to streamline it down. Which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm going back to my very first draft of this script because it was much larger. Right? And I can take all of that and basically line it up back onto here, filling in all those small details that I may have forgotten about
I remember
that I
that,
had
yeah.
already written 10, 15 years ago when I wrote the script. But part of the purpose of me writing from script to book is also to get my screenplays noticed, like get the book out there, go sell it, put it up online, or make physical copies, whichever the case it is. It's one of those things that you just, it's just one more lever you have to work with in order to get your screenplay sold. Because no matter what happens, if somebody reads your book and they go, "Oh, I love this book," and everything else, well, guess what? They now don't have to worry about paying a screenwriter to adapt the book because it was a screenplay first.
Mm.
But you will get that option money, right?
Okay.
Because that physical work has already been done.
Mm.
And it all depends on what kind of deal you want to make on whether or not you give up the rights to that whole property, which
Yeah.
means the book and the screenplay, or if you want to retain the rights, then have to you have to go about it a different way, and that's most likely going to be independent. You know, so you retain your rights to your stuff. You can go and write another book, another script, whatever the case. You know, they don't get 100% rights because you would end up being coming on to the production as a co-producer or something of that sort, so that it's like 50-50 type of thing.
Again, I just noticed that you don't have chapters either. Is that because we're screenwriters?
No, I do have chapters. You just have to go
You
down
do?
further.
I'll
Yeah.
keep going. All right, like me, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. See, there you go, chapter
Ah,
2.
look at that. I like it. Yeah.
And like
That's
Kaz and
fine.
like Kaz showed on the top right hand corner there, yes,
Yep.
they did want your last name.
Yeah, that's right. Last
That's all
name.
they
Yeah.
asked for was the last
That's
name,
right.
so
Yep.
I figured, okay, good enough.
Yeah, well, I don't conform, so I do something always
Yeah.
different.
But see, in chapter 2 here is where we get into the meat of the story. I mean, we're not talking 2034, right? Is
Yeah.
when this is taking place.
I love
So,
timelines.
yeah. And that is the end of the timelines. There is no more
All
no
right.
more no more specific dates are involved anymore.
That's your
The whole
date setups.
Yeah, well, the first chapter was to same as in the script. In the script, it would have been a series of scenes, right? But in the
Yeah.
in the book in the book they became paragraphs where I could actually fill in all the details
Yeah, right.
of what the visual is in these individual places that at different years had gotten damage happen because of a sunflower.
There's some dialogue there.
Yep.
Do you mind if I hop in and you can tell them about that? Because, just like in The Indented,
Yes, the
like,
dialogue the dialogue I indented. Oh, always.
yep, the software does it. What software are you using Phonodraft for this? Are you? Yes, you
Yes.
are. Look,
Yep.
Phonodraft. Da, da,
Yes.
da.
This is the
How did you find the software?
this is
Better?
well, I have the software. But they have the manuscript section.
Yeah,
You can write books in Final Draft. That's not a problem.
that's right. Yes.
I imagine the fun part is going to be figuring out how do I export this into an EPUB and stuff like this, or into a format where somebody else can do that for me. Or make sure it's in proper format and do the whole
That's right.
layout and everything. Yeah.
Final Draft is very good. All
Yeah.
I'm getting at, when we first tried it, we noticed that it was a bit dicky, bit
Ye-
unreliable, I'd say. But then it seems like it's fixed itself up. That's good. I knew it
but
would.
then this is also a later version of Final Draft too. This
Oh,
is yeah, yeah. This is like what,
okay.
12? Like 12. It's like the
Yeah, not
latest, if not
13.
close.
Yeah.
So
Good
in
plan.
in 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 12, it's working fine. I've had no issues at all.
Well, that's good information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
That should be said.
Oh, well, yeah, we just did.
Well, I was using, yeah, you don't. But I'm just realizing that everybody should know, not just,
Yeah.
I suppose we're
Oh.
talking. But yeah, I use 13, which Phonograph 13 to do that, like
Mm-hmm.
an adaptation. And but this one looks really solid. This is good,
Well, and
isn't it?
I am typing it all from scratch too.
Mm, yeah.
I had put it into a Word doc before, and then I printed it out, and then I just started expanding um, from the pages,
Oh, okay.
literally,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
literally.
That
Yeah.
means it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So should we get out of this, or is there more? Because maybe it's.
Yeah, you
I,
can get out of
I,
it.
I don't know if I'm frozen or not.
No, 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 you're not. You're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
but here, I'll just, go like this and show you.
yeah. Oh,
As you can
nice.
see, there's
Yeah.
a lot of red ink in there, and there's a lot of extra
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
in there, and
yeah.
that's right where chapter two starts.
Let me find that button.
So we have lots and lots and lots,
Mm,
you know,
I think we're back to normal.
and that's
Eh,
just that's just going by a simple Word doc.
Yeah.
Left justified everything. I spaced everything so that I've got room to add in
Mm,
extra
mm.
words and extra dialogue and
Yes.
extra
Yeah.
actions and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it just made it a lot easier. So I did all the writing on the paper.
Good. Yeah.
Now I'm just doing straight typing, and it's
Mm,
going fast
yeah.
because, well, you know me, I
I
had a
do.
hand
I know. I was
to
thinking of that. You got me on that one. Yeah.
I had a brain to hand
You
coordination.
know what I'm thinking.
It works. It
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
If you physically write it down with your hand, you never forget it.
Yeah, I am doing that more now than a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
handwriting notes
Yep.
for next
Yep.
week. You know,
Well, yeah, because when you're typing, it's just
you forget it.
you're just typing. They're just letters. They're just words. You're not necessarily absorbing any of it.
That's right.
But if you have,
I agree
but if you
entirely.
have to write it by hand,
Yeah, it's a memory,
whole different
muscle
story.
memory. Yeah,
You got it. Yeah, brain.
straight to the brain.
Yeah, brain
Very
synopses.
good story.
Brain synopses start snapping,
Mm. Yeah.
and you start getting more brain synopses, and
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
it builds new pathways in the brain. So hey,
I know. I could
it's
do with
worth
a
it
few
to me.
more. I could do. But
Yep.
anyway, um, why do we want to talk about it next week? Why we're writing? What's the time?
Sure
53.
thing. Sure thing. Yeah.
Um, I know we're not to talk about it now. I still have some news that I was going to tell you.
Okay.
But
Well, let's have that news first. How's that?
yeah, and then we go to blah blah blah. You know, and what is it? Like and subscribe. I'll put it in now as well.
Oh yes,
I
yes,
That's what
please.
all the YouTubers are doing. So like and subscribe, yeah,
Yeah.
like and subscribe, yeah, whatever.
And if you like it, share it.
If you
If you
do,
know
if you
if you know
don't, don't.
writers, if you know aspiring writers, maybe we can help.
And the other thing is we're very open to, like if you don't know us, we're very, very happy to talk to anyone. We are setting it up to do what our plan was to, what was it, have that, what do you call it, individual chat or something? What?
Yeah, the live chat,
Yeah,
the
live
live
chat,
chat,
there you go.
live chat
Yeah.
is open right now. So
Is it? What does it
yes,
mean? I mean,
it
I know what it means, but I mean,
it means that
right,
anybody that signed up with us can get on there and actually chat with and ask
yeah,
questions.
reach out. Okay.
Yeah.
My news is, there's not really big news or anything, but now that we're doing this, I'm actually going to move country. Now I've got a solid signal. I'm moving to another country. Last night I booked, I'm going to Vietnam. I'd kind of
Wow.
like, I was tossing the balls up. Which country,
Uh huh. Uh
Thailand,
huh.
China, Asia, Turkey. Turkey was big on my list. Or other
Mhm.
places, and whatever. And therefore, I went, I haven't been there. It's one of the other countries, you know. haven't been
Mm-hmm.
to. So I can do a 3 month. I spent about an hour or more trying to get a visa. The pictures wouldn't match up with the one on my old passport. It's not
Mm-hmm.
really old, 2018, ready for a new one, of course. Um, because of COVID, I haven't travelled so much in between times. So I'm going to go there, and then we're going to see. I did ask Grok. Grok is my tech
He's your buddy.
guy. Yeah, my
He's your
buddy.
buddy.
Yeah, Grok is my AI because he has better sense of humour. He's more like me, which is really strange. I don't know
No,
why. I'm going to ask him about that. Yeah.
well, because they're meant to learn.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so he cuts a lot of time out for me, and I said, which is the place to stay, this one or that one, which flight, this one, that one. He gave me a date in November. That's when I'm going. He said, 15th, that's really cheap. I went, okay. So I went there,
There you go.
and, it's,
Yeah.
it was a great time saver. And when I had a trouble with and I'm not doing an ad for Grok either, Grok, it's just like, anyway, when I had a problem with on the visa, it had a drop down menu and it said, which ward are you going to be in or commune? Which,
Yes.
yeah.
Oops. They don't know.
I had no idea. And you had a limited choice. You had to pick one. They're all in Vietnam, Vietnamese.
Okay.
And I went to Grok. I said, help, Grok, tell me, you know,
What are these different? What are these different wards
He said,
and
yeah. He said, start typing SAI space GON. Now, well, he put it up, and I'm just sort of saying Saigon. And he said, he told me that they had merged a lot of the old stuff into and created a new one, which used to be this. But how are you supposed to know? I
exactly?
mean, I know a lot of stuff, but not that.
Well,
But
yeah.
thank
I mean,
God
you.
for rock.
I mean, you've traveled around like the world a few
Yeah, I
times,
have, yeah.
a couple times. You
Lived in a
know.
lot of places, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be doing that on my channel as well when I get this all sorted. And I'll be
Mm-hmm.
telling some stories,
Nice.
hopefully. I don't
Nice.
know if
Nice.
they're
Nice.
going to be boring or if they're not. I'm a bit shy on the whole thing, but I'm going to
Well,
try. You can turn it off. I don't care. Yeah, I care.
yeah.
But I don't care.
Exactly. Okay. So what are we on to for next week?
Next week. Let me turn a page. We're going to have more a chat on the film industry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And how
okay.
and kind of like a lot of the stuff that we have done to move into that industry without living in California, without even
Yeah,
living in the same country.
that's a biggie to talk
Yes.
about.
Yes, it is.
Our experiences, that falls into that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking sideways, actually, which is what you said, and I thought
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, coming at the industry sideways, hence the books. That would be one of them. Is like if you write a book about, that is the same as the screenplay that you wrote, then that's a different avenue coming from the side
Yeah,
where
that's
agents of
right.
that where agents of that may pick up for the book, not realizing you have screenplays.
And I mean, that's about having that openness to change. If it doesn't work one way, try another
Yeah.
avenue. And I think
Adapt.
that is how we think that
Yep.
way. If it didn't work
Yeah.
with the one pager, let's try. I didn't like that log line. Let's try another. And that simply put. But we went beyond all of that as well.
Yes,
And
writers need to be adaptable.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
So if you're
you
not,
have to move and change. You know.
that's right. Yeah, if you're not succeeding with that method, I suppose it's a method, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, with the method, or if the normal method doesn't match the situations that are going on now.
Exactly. Perfect.
You
You
know,
said.
I mean, you have to feel out the room, and basically that means feel out the industry, what they're doing, and if your way of writing and stuff like this doesn't match what they've got, you either have to bide your time till it changes,
Mm,
and which is prime time for writing a book,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
trying another format, you know, and really honing up on your skill.
That's right. Well,
You've
that's
got the
our
time.
experiences. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Doing it again.
Oh, that's cool. Hey,
I
we're
did.
good.
Very good. We don't care. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Yeah,
think that's what it is. The brain is going. You say it, then you think about
mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
else, and then the other, yeah,
Yeah.
slave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And since well, everybody knows what next week's show is going to be about,
Yes,
we'll
that's right.
pretty much, I think we'll be leaving it at that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we'll say ciao, and you know,
Sayonara.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
have to learn
and
to
we'll
say it in Vietnamese.
yeah, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, next week. Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Like and subscribe.